Don't break the ant's trail, little kitty. Because what seems like a simple cue could become the reason for the ant's demise.
Really? How?
To understand this strange phenomenon, let us learn about the life and death cycle of ants. Zoom in. The first stage of an ant's life begins underground within a colony, where the queen ant lays thousands of tiny oval-shaped eggs. After 7 to 14 days, these eggs enter the second stage and hatch into larvae, resembling legless, worm-like creatures. As these larvae are the future of the colony, worker ants are tasked with caring for them. They clean the larvae and feed them a rich diet, including regurgitated food to ensure their healthy growth. This feeding phase is crucial as it provides the energy necessary for the larvae's bodies to mature and produce liquid protein substances that solidify upon contact with air, forming the silk threads. The larvae carefully weave these threads around themselves, creating sturdy and protective cocoons and transforming into pupae, the third stage of their life cycle. Inside these protective shells, a fascinating metamorphosis takes place as the larvae's bodies are restructured to develop adult features such as eyes, wings, antennae and legs that are folded against their bodies. After 6 to 10 weeks of transformation, adult ants emerge from their cocoons, ready to take on various roles within the colony. Most become worker ants dedicated to foraging, caring for the young, and defending the nest. Some develop into males and queens, destined for reproductive roles to ensure the colony's growth and survival. These colonies are highly organized and function with remarkable efficiency due to their complex social structure and sophisticated communication. But how do ants talk to each other? To do so, ants use chemical signals called pheromones to convey information about food sources, dangers, and other important aspects of colony life. For example, when a foraging ant discovers a food source, it takes a small amount of the food and while returning to the nest, lays down a pheromone trail along the route back. Other ants detect this pheromone using their antennae and follow the trail, which is why we see them walking in a straight line. However, as the other ants also release the chemical along the way, if one ant loses the main trail due to an obstacle and forms a crossway, other ants may follow the path breaker, creating a continuous loop called an ant mill. As more ants join the procession, the loop becomes tighter and more defined, resembling a spiral or circular formation. This circle is commonly known as a death spiral because the ants might eventually die of exhaustion, highlighting a side effect of the self-organizing structure of ant colonies. So, we must never break the ants' queue walking in a straight line. But if you see them caught in a loop, use a stick or similar object to create a gap in the trail to allow the ants to disperse and find their way back to the colony. At the same time, ensure your own safety and contact local pest control professionals or entomologists for guidance on how to handle the situation. Why? Because some ants can bite pretty badly. It's a topic we have already covered, so do check it out.
Trivia time!
Did you know an ant mill was first described in 1921 by William Beebe, who observed a mill 1,200 feet in circumference? Yes, it took each ant 2.5 hours to make one revolution. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. What are you doing, Kitty?
Building a straight highway for ants.
Never mind.
Oh, why are you putting on the winter earmuffs, little kitty? It's already warm in here.
This place has earwigs that eat rain.
Oh, so are you afraid that an earwig will enter your ears?
Yes.
Well then, to help you fight this fear, let me answer a creepily crawling question. What happens if an earwig goes into your ear? Zoom in. Earwigs are lean insects, usually ranging from half an inch to an inch in length. Their head features antennae and prominent compound eyes. But the standout feature of earwigs is their pair of pincer-like appendages called cerci, situated at the end of their abdomen. But let's get things straight. Earwigs have earned quite a bad rap thanks to some seriously spooky stories about them. Yes, according to centuries-old European superstition, these bugs are notorious for sneaking into the ears of a sleeping person to lay eggs, or worse, for eating their brains. Yikes! But is this for real? Firstly, earwigs have quite an appetite, munching on all sorts of bugs and plants. But luckily, human brains are definitely not on their menu. Secondly, while these bugs make fancy warm and moist spots, like under rocks, logs, or in soil, human ears aren't exactly their dream vacation spot for settling down and starting a bug family. So, the stories surrounding these insects are purely fictional and lack scientific records to back them up. Phew! But here's the twist. Since many bugs, including earwigs, seek out small hiding spots, there's a chance they might accidentally venture into human ears. Let's dive into what could happen next. You see, our ears are divided into three main parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear comprises a tube known as the ear canal, leading to the eardrum. This canal is protected by earwax and tiny hairs, acting as barriers against unwanted intruders. So, if an earwig were to venture into the ear, it would likely get stuck in the outer ear canal. In case some stubborn bug does manage to reach the delicate membrane of the eardrum, even though it might cause a lot of discomfort, it's not easy for small objects like bugs to break through this defensive wall unless there's strong force or pressure involved. Even if it miraculously passed the eardrum, breaking through the barriers of the middle ear, it would be next to impossible due to the three tiny bones called ossicles. This means it's highly unlikely for an earwig or any bug to reach the inner ear because there are no direct pathways for an insect, even a strong one, to crawl from the outer or middle ear into the inner ear, which is deeply protected within the skull. So rest easy, bug phobies. While a bug in your ear might make you twitch, the odds of it crawling into your brain are as likely as finding a mermaid in your bathtub. All thanks to our ears that are bug-proof zones, complete with their bug defense squad. But still, as there are certain risks involved with any insect entering your ear, it's essential to stay calm and try tilting your head to the affected side to help the insect move out naturally. And if it doesn't come out, quickly rush to the doctors who are experts in safely handling such incidents. Trivia time! Did you know that earwig's name comes from the Old English word earwigga, which roughly translates to ear wiggler or ear creature? Also, there are around 2,000 species of earwigs found around the globe. Hope you felt relief today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Never mind.
Kitty, step back. You should never mess with a scorpion. Let me explain that by answering a stingy question. What if a deadly scorpion stings you? Zoom in. Scorpions are part of the arachnid lineage, sharing a family tree with their tick, mite and spider cousins. With around 2,000 species scuttling around the globe, scorpions come in all shapes and sizes. On the tiny side, there's the Typhlocactus michelli, which could easily hide in a 9mm teaspoon. On the other end of the spectrum is the mighty Emperor Scorpion, stretching up to 21 centimeters long, big enough to need a pretty large shoe to hide under. But no matter their size, every scorpion has a powerful weapon, a venomous stinger at the end of their tail. This stinger is made up of two parts, the telson, which houses the venom glands, and their aculeus, a sharp, hardened needle they use to inject venom into their prey or any foe brave enough to cross their path. Hence the question arises, what happens if that foe happens to be a human? Well, when a scorpion stings, its stinger pierces the skin and acts like a syringe, injecting venom through a small opening at the tip of the stinger. The amount of venom depends on the size of the scorpion, its species, and how threatened it feels. Once inside the skin, the venom starts spreading quickly. Scorpion venom is a neurotoxin, which means it targets the nervous system and disrupts the normal flow of signals between nerves, causing them to either fire uncontrollably or stop firing altogether. This disruption can lead to symptoms like pain, tingling, numbness, muscle spasm, and in severe cases, even paralysis. As the venom spreads through the surrounding tissues and into the bloodstream, it's carried throughout the body. This is why symptoms can pop up in places far from the original sting site. The venom can also trigger an increase in heart rate as the body reacts to the stress. In some cases, blood pressure may drop, leading to dizziness or fainting. Fortunately, when the body senses anything unusual, the immune system kicks into gear and sends white blood cells to the sting site to attack and neutralize the venom. This immune response can cause inflammation, which is why the area might become red, swollen, and warm. Simultaneously, the liver and kidneys also jump into action, working to detoxify the venom as it circulates through the body. Over time, the body breaks down the venom molecules and the symptoms gradually fade. Luckily, most scorpion stings aren't lethal and only cause pain and discomfort, which typically resolve within a few hours to a few days. However, if the sting comes from a highly venomous scorpion, like the Indian red scorpion, bark scorpion, or the death stalker, it's important to stay calm at first and take a picture of the offender. Then immediately wash the sting area with soap and water. After this, apply a cool compress or ice pack and keep the affected area raised and still to slow the venom speed. Next, without delay, head to the hospital where doctors can look at the picture you provided and administer anti-venom, a special medicine that neutralizes the scorpion's toxins. With the right care and the right time, even the most dangerous stings can be treated effectively. Trivia time! Did you know scorpions were around long before the first dinosaurs? Also, fluorescent chemicals in their hairline layer cause scorpions to glow under ultraviolet light. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Ouch!
Scorpions.
Never mind.
Oh, little kitty, your nails are getting bigger. Please make sure to cut them off.
Why?
Well, that's a scenario I'll explain to you all by answering a nail-biting question. What if you never cut your nails? Zoom in. In the big world of taking care of ourselves, one little thing we sometimes forget is trimming our nails. It might seem okay for a while, but soon it can get pretty messy. But before we talk about that, let's find out how your nails grow in the first place. Nails start growing behind your U-shaped cuticle in the root area of the nail called the matrix. This matrix is filled with specialized cells that continuously divide and create nail cells. These cells produce the protein keratin, the same material found in hair and the outer layer of the skin. As new keratin-filled cells develop, they force the older ones to get back together and push up through the skin. Once they emerge, these cells lose their ability to multiply and form the visible part of your nail known as the nail plate. This nail plate lies on the nail bed, the area underneath your fingernails. On average, fingernails grow at a rate of about 3.47 millimeters per month. But this can accelerate due to factors like nail trauma or if you have the unhygienic habit of biting them. Additionally, they tend to grow faster during the daytime when the hand is more active, due to increased blood circulation and cell formation. So, considering these factors, how long can you let them grow? To explore this, let's visit Minnesota, USA, where we meet Diana Armstrong. She has refrained from cutting her nails since 1997 and currently holds the Guinness World Record for the longest fingernails on a pair of hands with a combined length of 42 feet. With such extreme lengths, each of Diana's nails requires 4 to 5 hours to paint using 15 to 20 bottles of nail polish and a woodworking tool for filing. However, these lengthy nails come at a cost, imposing limitations on daily activities such as picking up items from the floor and even opening the refrigerator door. If you thought that was challenging, allow me to introduce Sridhar Chilal from Pune, India, who secured the world record for the longest fingernails on a single hand, measuring nearly 30 feet in total length. His excessively long and heavy nails resulted in disfigurement and impaired function in his left hand. Adding to the complications, he claims that the immense weight of his nails caused nerve damage, ultimately leading to deafness in his left ear. Despite knowing the costs involved, if someone still wants to grow their nails, then remember to clean your growing nails every day to get rid of the bacteria and fungus making a home there. Otherwise, these germs can end up giving you food poisoning. Not only that, but after a while, these pretty looking nails will stop growing straight and start to coil and twist. Once this happens, everyday things like typing, buttoning a shirt or shaking hands would turn into really hard challenges. And in case you don't take care of them, after reaching a few feet, they will become brittle and eventually break apart. And all your hard work will go in vain. So, better to keep them trimming. Trivia time! Did you know the medical name for the habit of biting your nails is onychophagia? Yes, it's estimated that 25 to 30% of children have the habit of nail biting. Hope we nailed it today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Never mind. Oh, are you chasing your tail, little kitty?
Tail, annoying.
Well, if you being so small find it annoying, I wonder what would happen if humans had tails too. Wait a minute. This seems like an interesting scenario to explore. Hey friends, let's answer this wagging question. What if humans had tails? Zoom in! Tails play a super important role in the animal kingdom as they boost agility, provide stability, aid in communication, act as cool defensive weapons, and even assist in moving through the water. While lots of animals get to enjoy the perks of having these awesome extra tools, humans unfortunately didn't get this gift from Mother Nature. Or did they? Yes, our primate ancestors sported long, prehensile tails, handy for grabbing branches and performing various functions. However, approximately 25 million years ago, when great apes went their separate ways from monkeys, our ancestors opted for tailless evolution. This decision saved energy and calories, allowing for improved bipedal balance. But today, let's ignite our imagination and delve into a hypothetical scenario where humans kept their tails, exploring how this unique feature might have influenced our day-to-day experiences. In this case, the first thing it would have affected is human anatomy. Yes, having a tail could ease back strain by balancing weight and reducing lower back pressure. However, supporting the tail might entail altering the spine, potentially changing its curvature and the position of the pelvis, impacting overall body shape and posture. As we know, tails in animals play a crucial role in maintaining balance and agility. Similarly, if humans had tails, it might enhance balance during activities like running, jumping, or climbing, providing extra support on narrow or uneven surfaces. Plus, tails in animals are like their own emoji language, expressing feelings from excitement to fear. So, if humans had tails, we could join the non-verbal communication party by wagging our tails to express joy or tucking them between our legs for a touch of fear or shyness. Not only that, tails would extend beyond communication. They would also serve as a mode of expression in the world of fashion. Folks could jazz up their tails with all sorts of colors, funky patterns and cool accessories, showcasing their unique personality and flair. In addition to clothing, accessories such as belts, bags and backpacks would have looked different to accommodate the tail. Additionally, our furniture would need a makeover and we would have had chairs with tail-friendly gaps in the back, allowing those tails to swing freely without squashing our tailbones. Even beds would come with tail holes, turning stomach sleeping into a tailtastic experience. However, in the tail world, we'd probably witness the most significant changes in our bathrooms and toilets. Absolutely, toilets would need a makeover, sporting larger seats to fit those tails comfortably. Additionally, bathroom etiquette would need tweaking as people must learn to position themselves on the toilet to avoid tails hitting the walls or other objects in the bathroom. Also, the tech wizards would get busy creating prosthetic tails for those without or who lost theirs. Furthermore, technology could be developed to enhance the abilities of a natural tail for greater control and accuracy of movement. In a nutshell, having tails in our human toolkit would have shaken up how we talk, express ourselves, and flaunt our physical skills. Yet, let's be real. I bet nobody's losing sleep over not having tails. Can you imagine the wardrobe struggles? Phew! Trivia time! Did you know some modern humans are born with vestigial tails? Yes, but these tails do not serve any functional purpose and they are almost always surgically removed. Hope you enjoyed today's tale. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out.
Never mind.
Hello friends. Today we embark on a special journey to pay tribute to the remarkable story of Paul Alexander, affectionately known as the man in the iron lung. So, let's zoom in. Paul Richard Alexander's life began on January 30th, 1946 in Dallas. Like many children, he grew up enjoying playing outdoors, spending time with his family, and exploring the world around him. However, at the tender age of 6, on a summer day in 1952, his life took a drastic turn when he came home with symptoms including a very high fever, headache, and stiff neck. His terrified mother rushed him to the doctor, and after some examination, her worst nightmare came true. Paul was diagnosed with polio, a terrifying disease caused by a virus that can lead to paralysis and can also be fatal. Unfortunately, his condition worsened rapidly and he spent months in the hospital, teetering on the brink of demise multiple times as his lungs were damaged and he couldn't breathe. So the doctors made a critical decision to place Alexander inside an iron lung, a large machine that could help him breathe. The iron lung resembles a large metal tube where a person lies down inside with their head sticking out through a special hole. Then the machine creates a vacuum, reducing the air pressure inside the cylinder compared to the outside. This change in pressure facilitates the expansion of the person's chest, allowing them to breathe in air. For Paul Alexander, though the iron lung helped him survive, living inside it presented significant challenges as the machine restricted his movement, requiring him to rely on others for basic tasks like eating and drinking. Initially, little Paul felt discouraged by it.
However, when he turned 8, his caregiver offered him a puppy if he tried to learn to breathe on his own. This motivated Alexander to learn to breathe on his own for up to 3 minutes by gulping in the air like a fish and swallowing it into his lungs. As a result, he got his puppy, which later became the inspiration for the title of his book, 3 Minutes for a Dog. After this, Alexander felt more confident and decided to pursue education from home with the Dallas Independent School District. With a lot of hard work in 1967, he graduated as the second best student in his class from W. Samuel High School, showing how smart and determined he was. Paul's thirst for knowledge led him to further his education at Southern Methodist University and later the University of Texas at Austin. Over there, he studied economics and finance before ultimately earning a law degree in 1984. After this, Paul became an icon and continued to inspire others with his resilience and courage. During his last few years, he even gained a significant following on social media platforms, where he shared his experiences of living with polio and the iron lung. Unfortunately, in February 2024, Mr. Alexander was hospitalized due to COVID-19, a disease that also affects the lungs. Unable to endure the pain, he took his last valuable breath on 11th March 2024 at the age of 78 after spending an astounding 70 years in an iron lung due to polio paralysis. Though he has passed away, the remarkable story of Paul Alexander will always remain a symbol of hope and strength in adversity, reminding us that there's always hope, regardless of the challenges we face. Trivia time! Did you know the first successful polio vaccine was created by US physician Jonas Salk in the early 1950s? Today, cases due to the wild polio virus have decreased by over 99% since 1988. Hope you felt inspired today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out.